Welcome back to the pod, Cornhusker fans. This is Cornfield Confessional. I'm your host, Jake Brown. I've had a few days to get over the Illinois loss. Calm down a bit. Time heals all wounds. I think ultimately this long break in between games is good for the Huskers to get healthy. Hopefully Rank Mass can finally get himself to 100% health. So today I wanted to dive in and preview Rutgers. The Huskers this Saturday travel to Pescataway, New Jersey to take on the Rutgers Scarlett Knights. The Rutgers is struggling this season. They're 9-13, 2-9 in the conference. But they do have an elite score that we'll talk about, and they do have a couple strengths that could create problems for Nebraska. So let's dive right into it, you guys. Let's first take a look at Rutgers stat leaders. So their main scorer, their top scoring threat is Tariq Francis, 16.7 points per game. He's had multiple 30-point games this season. He is their scorer. Okay, he is the guy we got to key on. Now, one other thing you'll notice that I highlighted are the top rebounders on this Rutgers team. Wonder why? Watch my last episode. So, Emmanuel Agbale, I'm saying it wrong, sorry. He's their leading rebounder, 6.6 rebounds per game. And then Dylan Grant, their forward, is averaging just around 5 a game. So key on Dylan Grant and Emmanuel Agbale and box them the F out. They cannot get offensive rebounds in this game. You may not be able to see it, but I highlighted in red some other team statistics for Rutgers. So they're averaging 34.6 rebounds per game. That is 13th in the Big Ten. With that, though, they struggle to get defensive rebounds, but they're a really strong offensive rebounding team. They're averaging over 12 offensive rebounds per game. That's just below Illinois, who dominated us on the glass last game. They're only shooting 40.6% from the field. That's second to last in the Big Ten. Dropping my pen here. Field goal percentage, they're 17th in the Big Ten, second to last, and 340th nationally. And then three-point percentage, they're only shooting 32%. That's 15th in the Big Ten. So their offensive efficiency, overall shooting, has been really porous this season. But their dude is Tariq Francis. Again, he's hit a game-winning shot against Pennsylvania early in the year when he scored a season-high 34 points. He's the dude that can take over games for them. Okay, let's get into their schedule. So I highlighted some games that caught my attention right out of the gate. So they lost to Central Connecticut early in the season by 13 points. I don't know how that happened. Then before the official Big Ten play started, they got just spanked by Purdue and Michigan. I will say Rutgers is giving up 83 points per game in Big Ten play. 83 points per game in Big Ten play. Let's keep going through this, though. They got spanked. So that 3-game stretch, Purdue, Michigan, Seton Hall, that was tough for them. They did beat Oregon this season. And you see Francis, 30 points. They beat Northwestern. Francis had 30. Had a close game with Wisconsin, close game with Iowa. Indiana annihilated them. But then, look, they took Michigan State to overtime, and USC had to hit a final second shot to beat them in their last game. They play, who the hell is it, Washington? UCLA tonight, so I'll be making sure to tune into that game. No impressive wins. You can see they've really struggled in Big Ten play. They don't have any big wins. They've gotten blown out quite a bit. But I think their last 5 games, starting with Wisconsin, take the Indiana game out, Wisconsin, Iowa, Michigan State, USC, they prove they can play, they can keep games close. It's the Big Ten Conference. These super conferences these days, you can't take anybody lightly anymore. Okay, so let's get in next to Rutgers team stat ranks. I did a lot of research. I looked at NCAA.com, the Big Ten Network's website, accurate, reliable sources. So I want to talk about their team stat ranks. So Rutgers is averaging just 70.4 points per game. That's dead last in the Big Ten. Dead last in the Big Ten. They're allowing 75.3 points per game, so they're giving up more points than they're scoring on average, but they're allowing 75 a game. That's 16th in the Big Ten. Now, in Big Ten conference play, they're allowing 83 points per game, even worse. Rebounds per game, we already saw that. Just 13th in the Big Ten, nabbing right under 35 rebounds a game. Field goal percentage, they're 17th in the Big Ten, 41%, and then 15th in the Big Ten in three-point shooting at just 32%. Assist to turnover ratio, they are almost dead last in the Big Ten. So even though this team does a good job of they force turnovers at a high rate, they do a pretty good job of minimizing turnovers, so their turnover margin is solid. But this metric, assist to turnover ratio, shows they don't move the ball very well on offense. Not like Nebraska. Nebraska's assist to turnover ratio is the best in the Big Ten. Theirs is second to last. So essentially, they have a 1-to-1 ratio. Nebraska, it's 4 point something. So that means we're quadrupling the amount of assists we have versus our turnovers. You can see the difference for Rutgers. Now, here's a stat where they're impressive. Similar to Illinois, they're averaging 12 offensive rebounds per game. And I'm going to pull this up for you, another graphic I have. So you can see offensive rebounds per game, they're 5th in the conference at 12.23. That's just right under Illinois and Michigan State, two teams that dominated us on the glass. Now, I also have up defensive rebounds per game. Nebraska surprisingly does a pretty good job on the defensive glass, 4th in the Big Ten. You see where Rutgers is. So while they crash the offensive glass and try to get extra possessions, they struggle mightily to get defensive rebounds. So, they have an opportunity to get offensive boards and second chance points, but Nebraska, at the same time, should be able to deflect that and combat that pretty well. If we box out Rank Mass, Burkay, Buchen Gel. Okay, let's keep going. Their top player. Did I talk about? No. One more stat. Their free throw attempts per game. Rutgers, these are the two reasons Illinois beat us, rebounding and free throw attempts. The two best things Rutgers does, getting to the free throw line and nabbing offensive rebounds. They average 22 free throw attempts per game. That's one of the best in the Big Ten. I think it's 4th or 5th. So, and Tariq Francis is a big part of that. He's aggressive. He's a phenomenal free throw shooter. They will take the ball to the rim and stay aggressive against us. So, Nebraska's got to play with smart hands. Can't be foul happy. We just need to make sure we don't let them get 26 free throw attempts like Illinois did. All right, their top player, Tariq Francis. He's a transfer. You ready for this? It's the New Jersey Institute of Technology. That's where Tariq Francis transferred from. He's Rutgers' primary go-to scorer, averaging just under 17 a game. He's a great free throw shooter. He can score pretty much any way he wants off the dribble. He can take it to the rim. He's a pretty good three-point shooter. Actually, I have his graphic. Let me pull it up real quick so I can show you his statistics. Here we go. So Tariq Francis, he's got multiple, 3 to be exact, 30-point-plus games this season. But you see 44% from the field. I think he's shooting, I'm pretty sure it's 32% from 3, so not bad. He can hit them. 6'1", 180-pound junior, but I've never even heard of the New Jersey Institute of Technology. Didn't even know that school existed. So, yeah, here I have it right here. Transfer from NJIT, the Highlanders, baby. So he's their dude. Besides him, if I pull back up their stat leaders, their next highest scorer is Dylan Grant at 11 points per game. But it really drops off. They don't, and again, they're only scoring 70 points a game. That's worse than the Big Ten. So they've struggled to find scores besides Tariq Francis, but I think what I'm looking at the most, if I'm preparing for this game, and Fred Hoiberg, I'm looking at the top rebounders, and I'm focusing on their top strengths. They get to the free throw line, and they get a shitload of offensive rebounds. So if I'm Nebraska, I am going to box the living F out of Dylan Grant and Emmanuel Agbola and do everything in my power to prevent them from getting offensive rebounds. And Tariq Francis, I think if I'm Nebraska, I play off him a little bit. You don't need to play tight on-ball defense, that super intense. We've fouled too much. He's a guy that can get to the line. He shoots 89% from the free throw line. So I think lay off of Tariq Francis. Make him score 40 points to beat us. But I think our main focus should be living in the paint, boxing out, and ensuring they don't get second chance opportunities. Okay, let's get into Rutgers' strengths. So, number one, offensive rebounding. They averaged 12.2 per game, right below Illinois, who dominated us on the glass. Second, turnover protection. They're seventh in the Big Ten in turnover margin, so that means they force a high rate of turnovers and they minimize turnovers themselves. They get to the free throw line. That's their last strength. 22 shots at the line per game on average. That's more than Illinois. Now, they're only shooting 73.5% from the line, but still, they get to the free throw line. That's how Nebraska got beat by Michigan and Illinois. Let's talk about their weaknesses. So, first thing, just poor overall efficiency on offense. They're only scoring 70 points per game, worst in the Big Ten. Outside of Tariq Francis, they really haven't found another reliable scoring option. And they're not shooting well, and that's their second struggle. 32% from three, 40% from the field. That's really been their kryptonite. They just can't shoot at a high rate. And then lastly, defensive inconsistency. They allow more points on average than they score. And in Big Ten play, they've really struggled, giving up 83 points per game, which is 16th in the conference. Giving up 83 points per game in Big Ten conference play. So let's talk about the keys to the game for the Huskers, okay? We're going to have 6 days of a break before this next game. I know we're on the road. Let's talk keys to the game. Number one, does this sound surprising to you guys? For anyone that watched my last episode, Nebraska's offense needs to attack the effing rim. Get to the free throw line. We had 5 total free throws against Illinois, and I think, 4 against Michigan? That's ridiculous. We need to be more aggressive. They don't have the length and size of Illinois or Michigan. Everyone on our team, including Rank and Burke, get parked down in the paint and put up hook shots, high percentage shots. But I think especially for our guards, Jamarcus Lawrence, Cale Jacobson, Sam Hoiberg, who really does the best job of attacking the rim. But stop worrying about getting your shots blocked and get to the free throw line. I want to see us be aggressive attacking the rim. 2, force turnovers early and often. The turnovers was dead even against Illinois, 8-8. That was really the first time Nebraska hasn't had the edge in turnovers. I think against Rutgers, they are a team that does a pretty good job of minimizing turnovers. But I think on everyone else besides Tariq Francis, play tight, on-ball, aggressive, intense defense with active hands. I think if we come out of the gate forcing turnovers and continue it through the rest of the game in the second half, that's going to be a huge advantage for Nebraska, where it wasn't against Illinois. Now, with that, limit fouls, play smart defense, active hands, and work to get transition buckets, especially if we're not shooting great or we have a cold stretch like we did the last 2 games. It's going to be key that we get transition buckets. Third key, control the paint. We need to box out their bigs and secure defensive rebounds. Better than we have. I just want us to do the best job we have all season. Okay, we hold our own defensive rebounding, but they are a good offensive rebounding team, and they're going to crash the glass. So Rank, Burke, Braden, Price, everybody, secure defensive boards, box out their bigs, and get points in the paint. I think we're going to see Braden Frager take it to the rim and be aggressive. I think Jamarcus Lawrence is going to be more aggressive, but I think you're going to see us overall trying to feed the ball and get more points in the paint. We really struggled the last 2 games to score in the paint. We can't just live and die by the 3. Last key to the game, take high percentage shots. If threes are open, take them. Okay? If Braden Frager's got an open three, Jamarcus Lawrence, Sam Hoiberg, Price Sanford, take it. But I think everybody else, Rank, Burke, Cale Jacobson, anyone else that gets in the game, work to get high percentage shots. That means shots close to the basket. I think this needs to be priority number one for Rank, Mast, and Burke, Buchton, Gel. Don't take an effing three until you take at least 5 shots inside the paint. We have not done a good job of this the last few games, and I really want it to change. So, with that, my prediction, I think the Huskers are going to grind out a victory. I'm not predicting a 25-point blowout win. We're playing at their court, Jersey Mike's Arena. I love that name. But I think we're going to get a 14-point victory, 78-64. I think it'll be a close first half. I think ultimately what's going to separate us is the second half. Nebraska is going to start heating up from downtown. I don't even want to say who I think is going to get his shit together and hit a couple. I'm not going to say it and jinx him. But I think we're going to see a couple guys play a little better on the offensive end, and I think we're going to get a bunch of turnovers. And it's going to lead to transition buckets. I think Fred was as pissed off as I was after that Illinois loss, and just the overall effort and lethargicness on the defensive side. I think we're going to get after it. So 78-64, I see the Huskers winning. Stat leaders. Hang on, I got to take a drink. Losing my voice, man. So I see Price Sanford leading the way in scoring, 20 points. I think he's also going to get 5 rebounds. I think you're going to see a lot of guys crashing the boards in this game. I think he's going to go 5 of 7 from downtown. I think Braden Frager's going to have another great game. I think he'll finish with 16 points and 4 rebounds, but I think 12 or more of those 16 points are going to come in the paint. On drives, attacking the rim, I think you're going to see him be as aggressive as ever. Sam Hoiberg's going to continue to do his thing. I think he finishes with 10 points. I think he's going to lead us in steals. I think he's going to get 4 of them. I think he'll also work the glass well, get 4 rebounds, and I think he's going to get 5 assists. So he's going to be doing everything on the stat sheet like he has all season. I don't think that's going to stop on Saturday. Jamarcus Lawrence, I think, will have a good game. I think he'll score 13 points. I think he's going to hit 2 or 3 threes in this game. I think he's also going to be active on defense. I think he'll get 2 steals, but I think he's going to have a huge role and impact on the defensive side because I think other than Sam Hoiberg, he probably is our best defender. All right, and then last thing, I think the Huskers, by the end of the game, I think we're going to force 12 turnovers, and we're going to get 8 steals in this game. I think Hoiberg will have 4 steals. I think J-Law will have 2. That leaves 2 more for anybody else. But I think you're going to see us crashing the boards hard, playing with a ton of effort on defense, closing out, not giving up open looks. And I think we're going to have active hands and get some steals. So I predict 78-64 Nebraska. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I've had some time to cool down and get over that Illinois game. Time heals all wounds. But let me know what you guys think. I really have appreciated the engagement in the comments on my last couple videos. The views have gone up. I love that I'm seeing, the opposing teams jump in the comments. I love that. So please keep leaving your comments. Let me know if I made a horrible prediction here. Let me know if I screwed up any stats, although I tried to be more on point this time. But I appreciate all of you guys. Make sure to tune in for the Huskers game this Saturday, 11 a.m., another early start. I'm fairly certain it's on Big Ten Network at Jersey Mike's Arena. Also, please continue to tell your friends and family about me. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy my content. I've been trying to put out multiple videos a week. It's been primarily basketball lately for obvious reasons, but we will eventually get back into Husker football. The spring practices are starting back up. Hopefully we land a huge recruit in Dylan Berryman. We're predicted to get him, so we'll see on that. But thank you so much, guys, for all your support, for tuning in and giving me a part of your day. Have a great rest of your week, and like always, go Big Red, baby.